Podcast coming at you another episode. How we doing? How we rocking, guys? I appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode. I put my glass on my head today so I can look like I'm fly. Line is crispy though, forehead is shining and glistening. We like it. All right, so I'm gonna let this lady talk about single mom households. I got my take on it, my perspective, good and bad. I'll kind of go over all sides of mine, but I'm gonna let her speak. She's essentially against it. She kind of vulgar too, so I'm gonna cut out some language.
Single mother households are bad for us as people. They are terrible for our children. They are fucking up the adults that you guys are trying to date because they come from a single mother headed household. And the things that y'all want these people to have an understanding for, mamas, it's not teaching them that. Because women, we are by nature in our motherfucking feelings. 24 motherfucking 7. We parent based on ego and emotions alone. A lot of these children are lacking like the common sense part of being raised. Y'all don't understand.
So we'll bite off that piece of the pie. Um, I do agree that I'm gonna say something that's unpopular. I think that the majority of the time, fathers end up being the better parents overall, long term. Uh, Moms are the most important through the infant years, but once they get four, five, six, seven, they start to get their own personalities. Dads really kick in. Dad's abilities really kick in. Example: women are going to hate me for this, some women, but there are women that are going to be like, yeah, that's correct. And those are the women that understand and probably have some good kids, and they probably are in a good relationship with the kid's father. Um, Nurture is needed at a young age. A lot, an abundance of nurturing is needed. You got a baby, can't fend for themselves. You have to nurture for them 24/7. It's nurturing all day, every day. Understanding, right? Discipline, right? Respect are things that men bring to the table for our kids. And they need that starting at sometimes 3, 4, 5 years old. They need to be taught those things. Women don't teach those things oftentimes. Are there women that try? Yes, yes, there are. But it's hard for a kid who sees you as the nurturing being to take you serious. It just is. It just hard. I've seen it from experience in my own household. I've seen it from experience with kids that I deal with on the streets. I've seen it. It is hard for them to take that when you're a mom and you flip into that voice. You ever wonder why your kids don't be listening to you? Why they just take their time, goes in one ear and out the other? Because you are in their mind, you are a nurturer. A nurturer doesn't do that. A nurturer does not tell me what to do. A nurturer does not spank me. A nurturer does not do any of that. And so when you're a nurturer 24/7 and it's instilled in the child's brain that that's what you are, that's their expectation of you. So then when you flip the switch, they're like, no, this ain't real. This ain't real. And it takes a long time to train that out of a child. And that's where struggle is because what you have to understand about men is that we will do one thing for a long time, consistently for a long time. We like consistency. We're consistent beings. We love consistency. We thrive on the same thing over and over again. Like you can give us that job, same thing over and 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 over again. Plumber, you're gonna go unclog toilets all day. We'll thrive on that. We're fine with that. 100%. It's mundane. Women don't necessarily thrive on that. Women don't necessarily thrive on that, and so it's the embodiment of who we are on an individual level. There are things that men are good at, and there are things that women are good at, and that we have to see both sides. We have to be able to see the things that women are good at because nurturing. I can't nurture my kids like their mom can. I can't do it, and I know I can't. So I'm not even going to try to even assume the role of nurturer. I can't do it. Now, can I be soft and loving? Yes, I can flip into that, but nurturing is different. And it's a talent that women have. It's a skill that they possess. But there's a skills from parenting that men possess that is more important as the kids get older. Whereas nurturing isn't, you don't need to nurture a 13-year-old. 13-year-old does not need to be nurtured. Loved, yes. Discipline, yes. Those two things, love and discipline. But you can't love them if you don't discipline. That's the piece that be for that's forgotten. And it's crazy to me because now you'll see people out here with their kids be on these backpack leashes now. They don't respond to the voice because you're not your voice ain't they don't respect your authority, right? But then you got to think, have I taught them to respect authority in general? Huh. Interesting concept. Have I taught them to respect authority in general? If I have not taught them to respect authority outside the home, oh, what if it's not even a single mama house? What if it's two parents and you don't teach them to respect the other parent's authority? So did you teach them to respect authority in general? Because if they don't respect authority outside the home, they're not going to respect your authority towards them. And that's where we are missing the boat as parents. Whether you're male or female, mom, dad, whatever you want to call yourself, that's missing. Because kids don't have respect for teachers. They don't have respect for law enforcement. They don't have respect for adults. And it's crazy because you get moms who say, well, I don't have to respect this, or you talk to my kid like this, and you do this to my kid. The people that talk like that typically have the worst kids. Like their kids are bad. But you don't talk to my kid, yada yada yada. That's how they get. But the kids won't even listen to them. They out here all huffing and puffing, putting on a show. My kid don't need to respect no man, or my kid don't need to respect this person, or my kid don't. That's what you hear from moms out here, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Blatantly teaching their kids to not have respect. So then they wonder why their kids turn around and don't respect them. You're not their friend as much as you want to be. I know there's the son husband epidemic where women will have a son and basically make them their man, for lack of a better term, which is disgusting to me. But it happens. Why? Because women nurturing feelings constantly, 100% all the time. All the time. They be getting mad. Women be getting mad at us, man. They be like, why can't you just feel like we don't feel? Men feel, we just understand how to regulate that shit. And that's what we teach our kids. Feel, but understand how to regulate it. We don't want you to just be running around crying all day long because you can't get your way. That's not effective parenting. But there are people out there, women out there that'll do that. There's probably men out there that do that. I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying all the time. So from my perspective, how I parent my kids, I definitely have standards, boundaries, expectations. I have conversations with them. We talk. My oldest two. I got an 11-year-old boy and a 9-year-old daughter. 9-year-old daughter got attitude like me, so take a little bit more patience for my princess. Takes a little bit more patience. But when they're out in public, people are like, man, you got good kids. You got good kids. My kids won't get in trouble with the law. You're not going to catch them out there doing something stupid, stealing, all that kind of crap. I even teach them not to lie. Even the little lies that kids might try to tell. I'm like, nah, if you lying, we going to correct it. You have to correct behavior, right? Females are less likely to correct behavior in their kids. Let's just be honest. Way less likely to correct behavior because they don't want to. It's not important to them. It can be mass chaos in the house. A dad will come home, shut it down, and it will no longer be mass chaos. Moms, they did that. I don't know what it is in women. I've been trying to ask women for years. So I don't know what it is. Now, are there women that will be, huh? Yes. Women that get like this are typically those that have co-parenting. They're typically split up. but the dad isn't doing the dad's job. So now the mom has to be mom, and those women get overwhelmed. Those women get overwhelmed because it's like you're one parent when there's two parents. Because you will have men that will check out. I will say that 100%. Single parent homes. There's a reason why it's moms. Let's be honest. We gonna men can get ripped up on this channel too. Not taking care of responsibilities, selfish, chasing dumb stuff, constantly chasing dumb stuff. It's men will chase the dumbest shit, the dumbest stuff, man. You should be chasing your kids, having fun with your kids, loving your kids, giving your kids the life that you never had. That's my goal, man. I can suck at everything else in life. I will not suck at being a dad. I will do everything in my power. Some days I don't have it in me, but I got to make it happen regardless. Don't let and don't and women if you got to step into the role of discipline, busting your butt, you step into the role, man. You got to do it. Somebody got to do it. If you got a co-parenting situation and the man ain't doing his job, well, you got to do it. But that's the reason why it was created. Husband and wife was created, man and woman, to have a family. It's a delicate balance of nurture and discipline, love and respect. There's a delicate balance. You can't just be all love and bubbles all the time. Like that's not how life works. Sometimes you got to flip the switch and you got to be, hey, I need you to cut that out. I need you to stop acting like that. I need you to do this, right? I've got my kids to the point where even the 2-year-old, if I ask the 2-year-old to go grab the wipes out the room, little J Bug is gonna go grab the wipes out the room, bring her daddy. Like he knows. He know daddy ain't playing. He know daddy ain't playing. He like daddy is not playing. I'm going. Let me go get these up here, right? It's the authoritative voice, but it's also consistency. I'm consistent with them, even from the age of 2. Like once they can start talking and understanding, you gotta be consistent with them. What your expectations are. Love on them, have fun. I will toss JJ around. He likes to be thrown on the bed and all kind of crazy stuff. I will do whatever. That's love. That's when you get the chance to love and build a bond. But you still have to be a parent. And so, yeah, there's expectations and boundaries, right? My 11-year-old, I have expectations for him, what I expect from him to do, how I expect him to act. Still working on there's some works in progress because I have shy kids. So there's some works in progress. But trying to get them to understand what it means to be polite. Somebody waves at you and says hi, you wave back and say hi back. You ain't gonna have a full conversation. That's just a level of respect that you show for people. Because if you get them to show that consistently, they'll show it to you too. But if you don't have that expectation for them, then they're not gonna do it to you. You're gonna be trying to talk to them, and they ain't gonna say nothing to you. They're gonna be ignoring you. Be like talking to a brick wall. Let me talk to you real quick. This is you talking to your kid. It's your kid. Can't say nothing. It's respect. That's a part of respect, being a respectful individual in society. And I want my kids to be respectful individuals in society. I want them to be able to go out, work hard, do whatever they need to do, and be respectful. That's what I want them to be able. That's what I want them to do in society. And so I have to set the expectation at home. Expectation set at home, okay. They go out there and do it. So yes, is single mother homes a problem? It's an epidemic, yes. But it's not all on the women. Men got to take responsibility too. You could even go one better into the relationship. Why? Don't open your legs to just anybody. Men, don't go just choose any chick. Women, don't just choose any man. If that man ain't about nothing, then you know he ain't gonna be about nothing. Why would you want to have kids with a dude that you know it? If you know he ain't about nothing from day one, he's not responsible. Then why? It'd be crazy because dudes will have like 4 baby mamas. I'm like, how? And the baby mamas be knowing he got other baby mamas. Like my man got 2 baby mamas. You trying to be the third? Why would you want to put yourself in that position? Let's pick better men. Let's pick better men. Because it's killing society that we can't make better decisions. We have to make better decisions. Period. 100% the end of story. We have to make better decisions as individuals in order for us to be able to thrive and survive in society and bring back what's good, what's right. Having respectful kids, man. You ain't gotta have teachers. You gotta. It's crazy. It's crazy how many kids I deal with on a regular, man. They'll call 911. Parents calling 911 because their kids are acting up. I'm like, why don't you parent your? Then they get mad at us So, well, you can just parent your kid. Like we say as politely as possible. Like, no, you just parent your kid. Well, if I do this, they're gonna call 911. I'm like, dude, like we're not gonna show up and just take you to jail because your kid called 911 because you can't afford it. Obviously, there's levels to it, right? You don't want to be crazy. Don't ever do anything out of anger. That's what I always tell people. If you do things out of anger, you tend to go overboard. Do it out of love and compassion because you want right for your kid, and you'll be less likely to take it overboard. Because back in the day, parents probably did take it overboard a little bit, whoop the heck out the kid a little bit too much, Uh, and so I think that we swung the pendulum to the other side, and I was talking to a couple people the other day, and I'm like, man, trying to figure out why do we praise our parents, but we don't parent like them. It's our generation. I'm 30. I'm about to be 35 in like a month and a week. I'm about to be 35 years old. It is our generation that has caused problems in society as far as parenting goes. We suck as parents. I have had to work a lot on myself to get better. But most people don't want to work. They just think that they just know it all. So, I know how to be a parent. So I'm just not going to do nothing. Or they'll get in these books that make parenting complicated. A lot of these books that people read, man, I'll be like, why? Like you're reading it. It'd be Christians, literally Christians. Let me speak to Christians real quick. That'll read a book about parenting that ain't the Bible. Like they'll read a book. They'll literally read a whole book and it'd be giving you philosophies and well, they like this and they might be like this. Things might be like this. And I'm like, you're making parenting complicated. Parenting is very simple. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's simple. The more complicated you make it, the more stuff you got to try to get to get to the outcome that you want to get to. When it's simple. And like, how are you a Christian and the Bible tells you how to parent, but you want to read another book on parenting? The Bible sat here and told you how to parent. The Bible is hardcore, harsh parenting, though. It is. It is 100%. Probably goes against your values. If it goes against your values, then you got to ask yourself, are you really a Christian? Because I mean, if God gives you a playbook on how to parent, if God gives you a playbook on how to be a spouse, if God gives you a playbook on how to be a Christian, and it goes against what you feel is right, then you're probably not a Christian. You might have to ask yourself some questions. That's for a whole other podcast. That's neither here nor there. But seriously, think about it. That's part of our problem. We want to read books written by therapists. And don't get me wrong, therapists are good for things, man. I'll tell you, man, like when I ask my therapist about stuff, he'll be like, well, maybe, because I got a 4-year-old son who's crazy as heck. It's a 5-year gap between him and his sister, though. His sister's 9. And then I got a 2-year-old. So I have to get the 4-year-old to understand to be the example for a 2-year-old. Because there's a gap in the example. Whereas Eli at 11, he was 2 when his sister was born. He was a good example for his sister. So his sister has a good understanding of what it means to be a kid in this household. There's a gap. So Micah, my 4-year-old, didn't get the opportunity to see that. And so now it's like retraining all over again, right? And so I didn't think about it like that. So when he told me, I'm like, man, that's good. Like that's what I needed to hear. And so I'm starting to try to teach him, right, what it means to be an example for his little brother. Teach him how to control his emotions, how to place his emotions elsewhere, because he will just run around and cry all day about something that he didn't get his way. So I'm trying to teach him, you're not gonna get your way all the time. Sometimes you're not gonna get what you want, and that's life. We got to take the losses and the wins. You can't just take the wins only, and you're not always just gonna win. Like it's not, you're not just gonna be win, 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 win all the time. And so I'm trying to teach him that. I'm trying to get him to understand that. And so that's that's my take. Man, I got kind of long-winded on this one. I don't like to go that long, but I went long. Parenting is huge for me. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's real to me, and will always be real to me. But I appreciate you guys rocking with us. GT the Vibe podcast. Like, subscribe, share.